you can revive a furniture, you can extend the lifespan of a ship, you can protect a building, so you can actually save resources from substituting them. Therefore, a paint is by default a sustainability catalyst. And that's the big wonder. The team at Vitex, we daily try to make wonders, from big ones, large construction projects, to the smallest wonder of delivering on time, same-day delivery, one can to have your daughter's bedroom painted. What we want the end user of the space, of the room, of the building, to come and see and say, wow, to have the before and after effect and say, that's wonderful. And that's what we do with a lot of science, with a lot of fun, because besides the toxics, besides toxic from the paints, we remove toxic from human relations, so we have a lot of fun, and with a lot of care. Care for the surfaces. If you don't take care of the surface, it will look horrible. We take care of each other, of our partners, and of course we take care of the society at large. So, very briefly, we started in 1932, we entered the paint world in 1960. Before that we were doing asphalt membranes and bituminous papers. We still do that. It's 8% of our business. 12% of our business is ethics, external thermal insulation systems. That means energy efficiency for buildings. That's the fastest moving segment we have. And paints. Paints is 80% of our turnover. And we do that with 440 crazy people that believe that they want to make the best company in the world. An example. We managed during COVID, we were creative. We managed to create the only paint in Europe which is registered and authorized according to BPR in a dozen of countries, and it's tested to be effective to at least 16 pathogens, from Ebola and COVID to Candida auris. That means that the surfaces painted with this product eliminate everything, and this is a solution against hospital-acquired infections. This is an example of the wonders we do with a lot of science and a lot of care for everybody.
Is that a crowded technology space, or are you owning that space?
Well, the product is unique.
Okay.
There is a big demand.
Okay.
The main problem there is that usually paint is sold to the building administrator,
Sure.
whereas this product renders the wall in a way a medical device.
Okay.
So it has to be prescribed by the doctor and not by the engineer.
Okay.
This change of a mindset is our major hurdle right now.
Wow.
Otherwise, it's a very virgin space
Okay.
of the market.
Is that a higher margin solution for you, or is it kind of in tracking with your traditional paints?
We are generally operating in a low margin. We have a low margin mentality.
Okay.
Yeah, because we don't have many shareholders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a question. You can ask it back to ABB.
Yeah.
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 Well,
For your equipment. That's
I'm more curious because I was not, this sector is not something I'm hearing a lot about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you use such kind of paint, it's not enough to put it on the wall. I think you need also a special preparation facility.
No, it's a typical paint.
Typical,
Typical paint.
Nothing else?
You can buy it at the DIY retailer in Greece for 100 euros per can, VAT included. So with 100 euros, a doctor, a dentist can do his whole praxis. That's it. So cheap. But I am here to talk about our relation with ABB. And we got to know each other in 2002. At that time, our factories were not anymore, let's say, very efficient. We had grown into, actually the city had grown around us and surrounded us. So it was an operational nightmare in our old factory. We wanted to move out, we could not automatize, we could not expand. So in 2002 we called the team here and we started discussing. We never said what equipment we need. We came with spreadsheets, actually with an extrapolation of our sales mix into the future, and we said we want a factory that does these products per week, per month, per year. So we worked together on the conceptual design. We determined the optimal batch sizes and the type of equipment we need, and then we determined how much space we need to put that in. We didn't have the space. We hadn't bought it yet. So we started this process in 2002. We bought the land in 2003, and ABB helped us accommodate on papers all the vision. It means that when we found the suitable piece of land, they helped us draw even the buildings, the products will flow, where to put the warehouse, where to put the different productions, and so on. And this was great help even before the contract. And we were back and forth, Aix-les-Bains and Athens, at least once a month, or over to reference plants of other customers. It was a nice time. So the whole project took till 2008 because we broke ground in 2005, started the mechanical installation in 2006, and the target, we have the targets later on. So the contractual agreement was that ABB would do the detailed engineering, the pencil. No need to say more about the pencil. We had a whole presentation about that. To provide the key equipment, to help us with the local subcontractors, because obviously there's no need to carry a 100 cubic meter silo from France to Greece. We had a local subcontractor doing it, together with piping and cabling and so on. And the overall project management. That was the contract. The targets were 20 million liters per year on a water-based plant, 6 million liters in the solvent-based plant, to run test productions in the summer of 2007, and to be in full operation in the winter, December to January 8, because we wanted to relocate everything, and we relocated on time our headquarters, our R&D, production from 2 different locations, and our logistics. So, well, the square meters of the plant are not so important. What's interesting in that plant is that we managed to have a net zero energy concept. We produce more electricity than we consume, and not now, since 2011. So for 10 years we have been contributing the planet. We have zero waste processes. Residues that come out of the solvent plant and the water-based plant can be easily used through circular economy concepts into our asphalt membranes products. And we have a zero accidents policy.
Zero waste?
Yeah. We have minimized waste by using pigging lines, the ones that were shown by Thierry before, for the ones that attended the paints session. And you can see the technology outside. So this is the innovation we put. At that time, some of these solutions were innovative. What is different is that we put all these innovation under one roof in such a small and compact plant that was fully controlled digitally. So we had from 3 raw materials handling, we went to more than 40. We have pigged lines, closed circuit, piping networks, both for liquids and for solids, gravimetric and volumetric dosage systems everywhere in order to be accurate. We have conical dispersers, 3 of them, and the CIP automated cleaning. These are all innovative proposals from ABB. Besides the contractual obligation of ABB, there were some hidden value. Yeah. So when you relocate a whole company and take it 30 kilometers away, there are obvious cultural implications. Nothing is the same, because everything had to change, and that was the scope of the investment. So we had many different things that we needed ourselves to understand in order to prepare our people. For example, we became a different type of employer, especially for mothers that lived in the neighborhood and walked to the plant in 5 minutes' time and were back in time to take care of the children. That changed because the commuting time to the new plant was 1 hour each way. So it was not anymore, we were not anymore a convenience employer for ladies that had young children. On the other hand, another example is that we wanted to upgrade the average, the general standard in the shop floor. We wanted to make it safer and more enjoyable to the workers, while humbling a little bit the office employees. Their space, not themselves, because we had pretty luxurious offices in the old installation, while the old production was pretty bad. So, by bridging this gap, having a common canteen, sharing the same buses to commute, the whole culture changed because everybody realized that we all serve achieving the same targets. They are not Class A or Class B employees. We are all team members. This is something that we achieved through that. ABB helped that in helping us envision how the future job descriptions will be. The main obstacle there, or not obstacle, the main change was that many people would lose their power because their know-how was removed from their brains and went into paint cell. So they were not anymore the masters of their small universe, and they had to surrender to technology. We realized that in time, so we started massaging and everything. So at the end of the day, we managed to do the transfer without having no fear amongst the people, no politics, and no resistance to change. Also, ABB helped us a lot to calculate the cost savings. We will have the new cost structure of the plant and many other things. That was nowhere written in the contract. That was the know-how of the people that have done it again, and they could sit and imagine with us how our new work will be. So, after the project end, we have a maintenance contract, a support contract. We are directly connected. They help us all the time with all issues, with our maintenance, problem solving. And in January, we upgraded our paint cell. So another small project that went very smoothly without problems. The next thing we are planning is to have a total review of our engineering in order to go into directed, focused, debottlenecking changes and expand our production. All in all, we were operating in a very old plant with practically no technology, and what ABB did for us, they took us fast forward 50 years ahead, from a typical paint installation of the 70s to something that until 2020 needed no intervention. To put it in a more modern, let's say, wording, we moved together from Industry 2 to Industry 3, and now we are looking forward to going into Industry 4 again. At that time, we were not aware of what was what we were confronting in terms of health and safety.
Sure.
Yeah.
It was shown to us. We planned it. We made it.
Sure.
And we didn't need anything else when 5 years after the game changed.
Yeah.
So it was a very proactive approach in designing the whole plant.
Yeah, so what the word that didn't come out, but it was clearly there, is that we figured out a way to trust each other very, very early.
Yes.
And it somehow it paid over time, right? We didn't get into some competitive fight about left and right and who was spending $1 and who was going to spend 90 cents. We decided at the very, very day zero and even prior to day zero to be friends and partners. This sort of goes to your EPC question and some of the EPC comments that came earlier today about how I think mature businesses can work well together. And I think you guys must have shown a huge amount of trust and maturity, and it feels good to hear all these years later that you still can proudly tell the story.
It was in one of your first slides, transparency and integrity.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Building trust.
Yeah, I love this story, so thank you for coming. And
Thank you for having
I'm
me.
very happy that you have really delivered a clear message.
Thank you.